Hi everybody, if you are into 3D printing and you want to make high quality cases that are sustainable and people can disassemble and assemble them multiple times, you probably are using brass threaded inserts. However, putting these brass threaded inserts in your 3D print is tricky unless you have the right tool for the job. Because of this, recently I purchased this tool. Of course, as usual, we're gonna start with the unboxing of this heat insert tool kit. It comes in this cardboard box which contains the main chassis with the soldering iron and the telescoping mechanism, a handle, and the big base, which also includes a lot of accessories inside of it. As you can see, it is a kit, so we'll need to assemble it, and for this purpose we have a couple of leaflets. Actually, it is the same information in two different languages, so I'll be using, of course, the one in English. According to me and my first impression, the parts are with good quality, and I hope they'll be solid, because I am planning to use this tool for the years to come. It looks like that some of the smaller parts, like the holder of the soldering iron, are 3D printed, but the quality is really good. There is a drawer inside the base plate. It contains a lot of useful accessories. Some of them are needed for the assembly, for example the screws, but others are just for convenience, such as the tweezers, the wrench, and also a package of brass threaded inserts, which we're gonna use at the end of the video for a quick demonstration. I purchased the Professional Heat Insert Press Kit Pro, which is higher compared to the other one and costs about 50 euros. The smaller version costs less than 40 euros. Although it is made in China, it was delivered pretty quickly from a warehouse in Europe. I placed my order from Temu, but here I'm showing you the official website. The assembly process is relatively straightforward and takes 6 steps. Step number 1 is to attach the handle to the top of the main chassis using the M5 screw. The assembly instructions are straightforward and easy to follow for tech-savvy people like my audience. Because of this, thanks to the magic of video editing, I'll speed up the process. Step number 2 is to remove the black plunger. Step number 3 is to insert the telescoping mechanism's clamp into the handle's groove. Once you accomplish that, you'll be able to easily move the soldering iron on the profile of the main chassis. Step number 4 is to connect the whole thing into the base and to secure it with the second M5 screw. The screw must go in the special opening on the bottom of the base. Step number 5 is to secure the cables with the clip and the double-sided tape. There are 2 clips in the kit, I used only one of them. Finally, the last thing that you have to do is step number 6. Screw in the conversion head. Most typically, I'm using brass threaded inserts with size M3, and because of this, I'm going to screw the head appropriate for M3. By the way, on the back of the tool, there is a red knob. You can use this red knob to adjust and lock the printing height. Keeping the work desk nice and tidy as much as possible is important. Because of this, I'm going to put the rest of the accessories inside the drawer of the base. Here we go, my new tool is fully assembled and now I can use it. Let's give it a try and insert a brass threaded insert inside the top part of the case for the open source hardware Anavi MacroPad 10. This is a keyboard that I've designed. The printed circuit board has been created with the free and open source software KiCad. Initially, the 3D printing parts were created with SolidWorks, but as an open source enthusiast, after that I created them in OpenSCAD. So the design that we have here and we're using has been done with OpenSCAD. Obviously, the first thing that I needed to do was to 3D print the parts for the case of Anabi MacroPad 10, here is a quick view of the 3D printing process. After that, even before turning on the soldering iron, I use the red knob on the back of the tool to adjust and lock the printing height based on the height of the top part of the case of Anabi MacroPad 10. This is very convenient to prevent the threaded insert going too inward into the 3D print. Different materials have different recommended temperature ranges. My 3D prints are from PLA, which is the most commonly used, so I have to avoid high heat to prevent burning the PLA. On your screen you can see the temperature ranges for 5 different materials. The same temperature ranges are listed on the back of the leaflet that came with the tool. Now, let's turn on and heat up the soldering iron. Plug the power adapter into the socket. After that, press and hold the button marked with a star on the soldering iron for 3 seconds to start heating. Adjust the temperature using the plus and the minus buttons as needed, in my case to 220 degrees Celsius. It's showtime. Let's put 4 threaded inserts into the PLA 3D printed part. This is the very first time that I'm using this tool, so I'll definitely need to practice more and get familiar with it. But even for the very first time, I accomplished the whole task in less than 2 minutes. Thanks to the magic of video editing, and in order not to waste your time, I've increased the speed of this part of the video. I have to admit that the first result was not great, but not terrible. And this is actually not because of the tool, but because of the design of my 3D printed part. Here's another look from another point of view. Previously, I used another technique and my 3D model was adapted for it. But now with this tool, you can see how the PLL goes inside the threaded insert. This is definitely not desired. So, to avoid this issue, using OpenSCAD, I modified the 3D model and increased the depth of the inner hole from 2 mm to 4 mm. After that, I've exported it as STL and 3D printed the part again. This time, things worked out much better, and I can say that the result is really good. Very, very good. Furthermore, since I'm doing this for the second time, I already had a little bit of practice, so I accomplished the whole process with the 4 threaded inserts in less than half a minute. You can see that as much as you practice, you get better and faster, and this tool can be really efficient. The moral of the story is that brass threaded inserts are great. However, you need the right tool for the job, and you also need to adjust your 3D model for this tool. As a conclusion, I have to say that this heat insert tool is a great addition to anyone interested in 3D printing and sustainable designs, especially of cases that allow people to disassemble and assemble them back together multiple times. It's at a relatively good price. I wouldn't say it's cheap, but it's a very good value for money. I'm happy with it so far, and I'll be using it for my next 3D printing projects. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you find this type of content interesting, as well as topics related to open source and of course embedded devices, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Stay tuned for new videos. See you soon.